In the boundless expanse of eternity, before the birth of time or the creation of humankind, there existed a realm of pure light and divine grace, heaven. This was a place where the very essence of beauty and perfection intertwined, creating an environment of unparalleled serenity and splendor. The air itself seemed to shimmer with the presence of the divine, and every corner of this celestial realm was imbued with an otherworldly radiance. It was within this celestial paradise that Satan, once known as Lucifer, the morning star, emerged as a being of dazzling brilliance and unparalleled power. His form was a masterpiece of divine craftsmanship, a beacon of light that shone brighter than any other. Lucifer's very existence was a testament to the boundless creativity and power of the Almighty. His radiance illuminated the heavenly courts, and his presence commanded the awe and admiration of his fellow angels. Wherever he went, a trail of light followed, and the other angels could not help but be drawn to his magnificent presence. They looked upon him with a mixture of reverence and wonder, for he was the epitome of what it meant to be a celestial being. As one of God's most exalted creations, Lucifer was endowed with unparalleled beauty, wisdom, and authority. His wings, vast and radiant, were a symbol of his high status and his close proximity to the divine. His wisdom was sought after by many, and his authority was unquestioned, for he was seen as a direct extension of God's will. His voice, when he spoke, resonated with the very essence of divine harmony. It was a sound that could soothe the most troubled of souls and bring clarity to the most complex of thoughts. His words were like a melody, each one carefully chosen and imbued with a sense of purpose and grace. His thoughts were as pure as the light that emanated from the throne of God. In his mind, there was no room for darkness or doubt, only the purest intentions and the most noble of aspirations. He was a being of light in every sense of the word, and his thoughts reflected this purity. In those pristine moments, before the stain of rebellion marred his essence, Lucifer stood as a testament to the boundless creative power of the Almighty. He was a living, breathing example of what divine perfection looked like, and his very existence was a source of inspiration for all who beheld him. Angels flocked to Lucifer's side, drawn to his charisma and inspired by his wisdom. They sought his guidance in all matters, from the mundane to the profound, and he was always willing to share his insights. His charisma was such that it could draw even the most distant of angels into his orbit, and his wisdom was a beacon that guided them all. He was a leader among them, his counsel sought after and his pronouncements revered. When Lucifer spoke, the other angels listened with rapt attention, for his words carried the weight of divine authority. His leadership was marked by a sense of fairness and justice, and he was deeply respected by all who knew him. His very presence seemed to elevate those around him, urging them to strive for ever greater heights of divine understanding and devotion. He had a unique ability to inspire others, to make them see the potential within themselves, and to encourage them to reach for it. His influence was profound, and it left a lasting impact on all who came into contact with him. Lucifer's heart in those early days overflowed with love and gratitude for the Creator. He was deeply aware of the gift of his existence and the beauty of the world around him. His love for God was pure and untainted, and his gratitude was boundless. He saw himself as a humble servant of the divine, and he took great joy in fulfilling his role. He reveled in the glory of his existence, his every action a reflection of his deep-seated devotion to the divine order. His life was a testament to the beauty of divine creation, and he took great pride in his role within the heavenly hierarchy. His devotion was evident in everything he did, from the way he spoke to the way he carried himself. Yet within this seemingly perfect being, a subtle shift began to occur, a seed of discontent that would ultimately blossom into full-fledged rebellion. It started as a small, almost imperceptible change, a fleeting thought that something was not quite right. Over time, this seed of discontent grew, and it began to overshadow the light that had once defined him. The transformation was gradual, but it was undeniable, and it set the stage for the events that would follow. Within the celestial tapestry of heaven, where harmony and obedience reign supreme, a realm of unparalleled beauty and divine order, a subtle discord began to weave its way into Lucifer's heart. This discord was not born of external forces, but from within, a quiet murmur that grew louder with each passing moment. The once unwavering devotion that had defined his existence gradually gave way to a growing sense of pride and ambition. Lucifer, the morning star, began to see himself not just as a servant of the divine, but as a being of immense power and potential. The whispers of discontent began subtly, fueled by Lucifer's contemplation of his own exalted status. He pondered his role in the grand scheme of creation, questioning why he, the most radiant of all, should not have a greater say in the order of things. He was, after all, the most radiant, the most powerful, the most beloved of God's angels. His light shone brighter than any other, and his presence commanded respect and admiration from all who beheld him. The thought, once fleeting and swiftly dismissed, began to take root in his mind, growing like a noxious weed, choking the once vibrant flowers of humility and gratitude. What began as a mere flicker of pride soon became a roaring flame, consuming his thoughts and altering his perception. With each passing eon, Lucifer's pride grew, fueled by the admiration of his fellow angels. They looked up to him, revered him, and in their adoration, he found validation for his burgeoning sense of superiority. He began to perceive himself as separate from, even superior to, his brethren. The bonds of camaraderie and unity that once held the angelic host together began to fray as Lucifer distanced himself, both in thought and in spirit. The divine light that had once illuminated him from within began to dim, replaced by a cold, self-generated luminescence, a pale imitation of the true radiance that emanated from the Creator. This new light was harsh and unforgiving, a reflection of the turmoil within his soul. The seeds of rebellion, once sown, quickly took root in the fertile ground of Lucifer's wounded pride. His thoughts turned darker, his ambitions more dangerous, as he began to envision a new order, one where he reigned supreme. He began to question God's authority, whispering doubts to those who would listen. His words were carefully chosen, designed to sow seeds of doubt and discontent among the angelic host. His words, once filled with divine inspiration, now dripped with venom, subtly poisoning the minds of those who had once looked up to him with unwavering adoration. The poison spread, infecting the hearts and minds of many, turning them against the divine order they had once cherished. The stage was set for a cosmic confrontation, a rebellion that would shatter the tranquility of heaven and forever alter the fate of both angel and humankind. The celestial realm, once a place of perfect harmony, was now on the brink of an unprecedented conflict, a battle that would echo through the ages. Now, what if I told you that you could instantly tap into an incredibly powerful subconscious force that's right under your nose? Curious to learn more? Click the link in the description below this video to listen to the 1-minute prayer. This ancient wisdom can transform your life by manifesting wealth, abundance, and blessings. Don't wait. Take the first step towards a prosperous future now. I'd love to hear from you in the comments below. How have you encountered God's love in your life? Share your story, and let's encourage each other to seek God's love daily. And if you're new here, consider subscribing for more daily devotionals that will inspire and encourage you to deepen your connection with Jesus.